What's up, everyone? Welcome into another live of the Yankees Den podcast. I am your host, Lorenzo Scarabino, and I am alone tonight. We've been seeing Jimmy on the last few nights, but tonight it will be me, your host, and only me recapping the game, going over a couple topics. I kind of wrote down a lot of notes that I have from the game. I wasn't able to catch the full game, bits and pieces here and there, so I had to rewatch it, try and get what was going on during the game. I'm not home right now, so I don't have my proper setup with me, but we're gonna do the best we can. Hopefully you're listening in. Give me some comments and what you think's going on. But first of all, I just want to jump in and say Trent Grisham might be out. Not again. Not again with uh hamstring tightness. You hope it's not going to be a problem. He's not going to go on the IL and they're not going to rush him back like they did last year. Then he's going to be slower and his defense is going to get worse. You know what I mean? It already has taken a step back, and you would hate to see that happen to the Yankees, who already have been suffering injuries from Judge, Stanton, Dominguez, and all these other guys. But before we head into any of my topics, let's jump into a brief recap and overview of the Yankees 5-8 loss. And I'm pretty sure before we jump into that, the Rays are losing right now to the Angels. We need them to lose. So we're tied and we're not half a game back. But let's jump into a recap. First off, we have Kirk. Of course, Kirk coming off the IL today, first game off the IL, and he goes 3 for 3. I mean, he just kills it. No Yankee killers. Springer, Vladdy, Clement, Kirk, all doing what they do. It's ridiculous. When they play us, it's their World Series and they just play up for some reason. And they always kill us and we suck in Toronto. But we have Kirk, who comes off the IL and goes 3 for 3 to kick off the scoring in the first inning. He gets a 2-out RBI double over Grisham's head, which I believe I watched the replay. Grisham could have caught that ball with a better read and better jump. Me and Jimmy have talked about him losing his step in center field and on defense. He could make that play, and then Weathers gets out of the inning with no runs given up, but instead he gives up an RBI double to Alejandro Kirk, and then that leads to him giving up a 2-run home run to Akamoto in the first to make it 3-0 Blue Jays in the bottom half. Then in the bottom half of the second, Springer gets a 2-run home run. Of course he does. You know, no matter if he's hitting or trash, he'll come face the Yankees and he'll be insane for some reason. But Weathers gives up a 2-run homer to Springer in the second inning to make it 5-0 in the second inning only, early off. Then we have a few clean innings, and then we get to the fifth inning. Escara actually leads off the inning with a double. Crazy that we're speaking and we're saying our catcher's got a hit and did something, but he led off the inning with a double. First hit by a catcher this month, and he gets to third base, and then Goldie gets him in with a sac fly. And then in that same inning with 2 outs, Bellinger comes up and hits a 2-run home run to end the fifth inning. It's a 5-3 ball game, pretty close. The Yankees are closing the gap, right? Then obviously Weathers still doesn't have all his stuff with him. Bird comes in. Weathers gets taken out after 4 and a third inning, right? So Jake Bird comes in relief in the fifth inning with 1 out and one person on and gives up an RBI double to Vladimir Guerrero Jr. to make it 6-3. Then gives up another RBI to Kirk, this time an RBI single to make it 7-3 Blue Jays. Then we have Caballero with a runner on. He gets a double, sets them up second and third with no out. And then the Yankees get to 2 outs because that's just what they do. They can't capitalize on their opportunities. They get to 2 outs, but then Grisham again comes up clutch. He's been hot, red hot. He comes up clutch, gets an RBI single, two-run single, I mean, and he gets hurt on the play, running to second base, but he makes it 7-5 at the end of that. Max Schumann takes over for Trent Grisham in the outfield. He slides to right. I don't know what the configuration was in the outfield, who was in center, who was in left. Maybe it was Jones that went to center field, but I know Max Schumann went to right field. Then Jones and McMahon have an opportunity with Jones had an opportunity with first and second with 1 out and he strikes out. Then McMahon with bases loaded and 2 outs. can't come through in the seventh inning, leaves the runner stranded. Doval then has a no run inning, right? He has a clean inning, two Ks, maybe not the cleanest inning, but he has two strikeouts, doesn't give up a run. Cruz comes in the eighth inning, gives up an RBI double, 2 run RBI double to Ernie Clement to make it 8-5. And then the Yankees don't do anything in the ninth inning and they lose by a score of 5-8. So that is the recap of the Yankees game. Just a really poor loss by the Yankees. They're on a 4-game win streak coming into this series. You really hate to see because you would like to beat up on the Blue Jays, but it happens. The Yankees are going to lose. They're 41-27, so they're fine. But you have to beat the Blue Jays. And Weathers, I want to talk about him. Then we'll talk about this title real quick. Ryan Weathers gets pulled after 4 1/3 innings. Is he fatigued? Yes, I think he's fatigued and he needs to be moved to the pen. You cannot wait any longer because I saw something that Max Fried was cleared. I'm pretty sure he was cleared to like throw lightly, not fully like start ramping up, throw lightly off of the pen. I think maybe tomorrow, but he's still going to need time. So I don't expect him to like end of July, early August. And you cannot keep trotting out Ryan Weathers if he's getting up there with his innings and he's going to keep being fatigued and keep being bad. You cannot have that happen. 4 out of his last 5 outings, now 5+ runs, not what you want out of him. His ERA is now up to a 4.36. He is getting fatigued. He's reaching his 94 innings mark limit, and he needs to be moved to the pen. I don't know if this is going to be a continuous issue every year. He's going to be able to start as a starter, and then he's just going to lose it as he gets up to his innings. But I think you move him to the pen, have him pitch 1 innings. I think he'll do better. I really do think he'll do good and be a good bullpen arm. And maybe he stays in the bullpen, or maybe you just do that. He builds sitting in the bullpen, and then he comes back next year and he's a starter. But let's focus on this year because next year we might not even have baseball. And is this a problem? I wrote down, is this a problem until Free comes back? And the thing is, it's a problem if you let it be a problem. It's a problem if you keep Weathers in the rotation and keep letting him struggle. You have to put him in the best situation to succeed. You put him in the pen if Freed's going to be out a while and Weathers keeps struggling. If he struggles his next outing, if he makes his another start and doesn't get demoted to the pen already, I would bring up a fresh arm at ERC or yeah, because Lagrange is being taught or is being pitched in the bullpen in the minor leagues to come to the pen. I would bring up ERC and give him a shot and just give him runway until Free comes back. You don't want Weathers to keep struggling. Put him in the pen, see what he does now, and help this pen a little bit too. Also, the Blue Jays have been struggling, but as me and Jimmy said, they've been getting hotter. They're going to get healthier, and they're going to get better. And let's address the title. Should the Yankees be worried about the Blue Jays if they make the playoffs? The simple answer is yes, because if this Blue Jays, not if, when this Blue Jays team gets healthy and everyone's healthy, you see what they did to us last year and what happened last year. They were out of first place. They were in third place. And what they do, they were in second place. They came all the way back. We're 8 games up, 7 games up. We need to keep winning because the Blue Jays, when they get healthy, are going to come and try and take over first place again. And are we going to come crashing down again? Is that going to happen? We have to keep winning and keep our lead in the division. Even stay tied with the Rays. That's fine. But if the Blue Jays sneak in to the wild card and say we're in the division and we have to face them and they win out of the wild card and then we have to face them in the division series, you should be a little worried. I am because Trey Savage, we got to him today. First runs off of Savage, we got 3, but they have Savage, Gosman, Cease. They're gonna have Bieber. So and they're gonna have the guys that kill us and more guys coming back that killed us last year. They're that team last year that terrorized us and we couldn't do anything against and absolutely murdered us in the playoffs. So we don't want that. I think we're still the best team in the AL. Even when the Blue Jays are healthy, you get your guys you need at the deadline. You can beat this Blue Jays team. They're not better than you. You can beat them. You have to outplay them. Simple as that. But the Yankees and Yankees fans maybe should be worried a little bit. If you're not worried, I understand that. No need to freak out over one game, but it's just preparing. I'm jumping out ahead of it just in case it does happen. Maybe we start to be on our toes a little bit and a little worried that we might play the Blue Jays, and it's a possibility. Not that they're going to be in third place, they're not going to make it. You know what I mean? The AL is weak, so most likely they're probably going to make it. Probably three teams out of the AL East. That's probably going to be the Rays. Looking at it right now in hindsight, it's the Rays, the Yankees, and Blue Jays. But you know, trade deadline happening, anything could switch up. That's why you have to make a big splash and get Scooble, someone like him, because if you let the Blue Jays or the Rays get someone like him, it's game over. And then you have to start panicking for real, right? All right. So let's get out onto our next topic is the bullpen. I just want to talk about the bullpen real quick because I mean, I feel like we talk about it a lot, but it's been good at times. It's been really bad and frustrating at times and not what you like to see. But this bullpen is shot. This bullpen is taxed right now. They're using up guys a lot. Even with off days, they're still using up guys a ton. You know what I mean? And we're only in June. It's only June 12th, and guys are already taxed. This is what happens every year under the Boone management because he uses the bullpen too much when he has to, not or when he wants to, not when he has to. In the regular season, you should use it when you have to, not when you want to, because this is what happens. This is how the June swoon starts. This is how a bad run starts. Is when you start using them, then they're taxed by this time, and then you're just trying to coast in to September and or August and September, and you're losing a bunch of games and you're scattering for wins against bad teams, and that happens. You do not want to be that team again. You need to bring up Legrand, call him up, send Bird down. You need to call up Giovanni Cruz, put him in the pen, send Yarbrough down, packing, send him packing, right? And then you move Weathers to the bullpen. Then you have three guys in the pen, even though Weathers isn't, I guess, fresh technically because he's been bad as a starter. You put him in the pen, he gets a fresh start in the bullpen, and you have three fresh starts in the pen for the Yankees. Legrand, Giovanni Cruz, and Weathers. Something to be excited about until we fix it up at the deadline. Because I already know Cashman isn't going to do anything now this early. He's going to wait until the deadline, until a few days before the deadline or on deadline day to make splashes. So you have to jump ahead of the bullpen now, and you can't be relaxed and just, well, he's going to have it some days. He's not going to have it. We're just going to keep going to him and let him figure it out. No, you can't do that. And that's what frustrates me the most is Aaron Boone does that. And that's what they do every year. They're like, wait, we're gonna wait till the deadline, we're gonna fix our team. That's not it shouldn't be like that. Cashman should have constructed his team better, his bullpen better. He had a whole offseason to construct his bullpen. And what did he do? He just signed back Cody Bellinger. Now, I'm not saying it was bad. Bellinger was a great signing, right? And bring back the same team. I think it's great. They have great chemistry. All of the guys like each other in the clubhouse. I love it. I really do. I'm not going to say I don't. I do love it. But he didn't address anything else that were major problems. Last year the bullpen was a major problem. What did he do? At the deadline he addressed it. And what did we see? It still struggled, right? And even early on, it's struggling now. You should have went out, and we were all saying, all Yankee fans were saying, gotta get an arm, gotta get an arm. Cashman's gonna get an arm. Throwing out these trade rumors, all these names. The Yankees they're definitely gonna get an arm. And what happens? We run into 2026 with the same bullpen that cost us last season in the playoffs. I mean, yes, you lost Weaver and Williams. They blew a few games. So you're like, okay, maybe we're gonna be better. We're gonna have a full year. Yarbrough, Blackburn, we think we figured out something with Blackburn. We're gonna have Bednar full year. Doval, he's gonna figure it out, so he's gonna be fine. But Doval hasn't figured it out. Bednar hasn't looked like the sub 3 ERA that he had, sub 2.5 ERA, I should say, he had last year. So he's been better as of late, but not compared to last year with Pittsburgh. So and Jake Bird hasn't worked out like we thought. I thought he was going to be a good pickup. I think And I know his sweeper and his breaking ball, it moves a lot, but sometimes he just hangs it in there, and he's gotta get comfortable with his other pitches in the zone and really attack hitters, but I would send him down. He hasn't worked out, just plain and simple. When a trade doesn't work out, you can't just let them figure it out because you don't wanna be wrong. Okay, you made a bad trade, send him down. It is what it is. Let him figure it out. He has years of control, right? So you bring up Legrand, give the bullpen some firepower. Bring up Giovanni Cruz. He did good when he came up for the 2 days. Bring him up, give him firepower. Then you have Weathers in there, and then I would bring up ERC for the rotation. Get these guys fresh because as we've been seeing, right? The rotation has been doing pretty well, right? And the offense has been doing its job for the most part, not scoring a ton of runs. I mean, today you scored 5. You probably should win a game where you scored 5, but the offense hasn't been giving or scoring a ton of runs. They've been doing enough to win a few games, scratch and claw here and there. But but we saw Will Warren was a little shaky his last time out. Got pulled early. Weathers got pulled early, both in the 5th inning, if I'm not mistaken. Both four and a thirds inning, they get pulled out, which is not ideal. You have Garrett Cole coming. Let me break it down. Perfect. I just thought you. Let me break it down for you. You have your guy Cam Schlittler, who's your ace right now, with Max Fried on the eye out. Even with Max Fried back, I still think Schlittler's your ace right now. He's just emerged and he's just insane. Schlittler's your ace, right? He's pitching well. You see at times maybe he's lowering the velo, trying to conserve his arm. He's been good, nothing to complain about. You have Garrett Cole coming back from Tommy John. He right now is your second pitcher. He's your 2. You're relying on Garrett Cole, who's older and coming off of Tommy John, to get you innings and to conserve this bullpen and win you games, right? Okay, so we're waiting on him. Okay. He's good though. I trust him, but the pitch count, he's still building up. So that hurts the bullpen. He's getting taken out early in games. Carlos Rodon coming back from injury, even though it's like his 6th start, he's going to make his 7th start. He's still coming back from injury. He's still not fully there with his pitches, go 100, 110 pitches. He's still going to get taken out. Wish he could be taken out early. Okay. So you have Cole who's going to be taken out early, most likely in games so far this early on from his rehab from Tommy John. Rodon's going to be taken out early. Well, Warren hasn't been good. He's hit or miss, so you hope he finds it and goes 6 innings, 5 innings, right? Then Weathers, if he continues to struggle, that's why you need to bring up like ERC. He could eat innings. He could give you 5, 6 innings. If not, and you're just going to keep these guys struggling and relying on guys like Cole and Rodon coming back from injury, then your bullpen is going to get taxed very quickly, as we've seen in the past few series. Now, we were talking yesterday that the Yankees make a statement, and was that too early? I don't think so. They faced good pitching. Their pitching did well, and they came out on top. You have Warren, who's been pitching bad. It's one game against the Toronto Blue Jays, but they're still playing good ball. They're still scoring runs without Aaron Judge. So I don't think it's. And me and Jimmy talked about it yesterday, right? If we said they did something against the Guardians that we liked, they swept them with 2 good pitchers. Great. This Blue Jays series, it's telling. If they do, then they really set the league on notice. They beat the Blue Jays without Aaron Judge and Fried on the IL, Stanton on the IL, Dominguez on the IL. We'll get to that, right? So those are all positive things. It's one game. Don't freak out and get crazy. And like, no, they suck. It was one good series. They're terrible. Blow it all up. Judge is injured. Fried is injured. Sell at the deadline. Go nuclear. No, relax, take a deep breath, assess the game. It wasn't that bad. They scored 5 runs. The pitching was a little weak. We're a little weak in the pen, too. We'll be fine, right? Then I want to get to some other reports in the minor leagues. This is my other part of my notes. We have George Lombard Jr. hitting 2 home runs today. He's been massive in AAA. He's been hitting great. Like he's getting his numbers like to lately, his past few weeks, like the numbers we saw in AA. He is raking, hitting good. He's got good at bats. Showing the power, showing the arm, showing the glove. This is a really great sign for a young player. He's 21 years old and he's finding his stride and finding his groove. I think he's close to MLB ready. And I said that they should wait and hold off on him and bring him up next year. I stick by that because I don't want to rush him up, but he looks legit. And if they were to call him up now, I wouldn't even be mad. He's been great, and I'm excited for him. I wanna see what he does. I don't know if I can wait until next year possibly because of the lockout. What if we don't play baseball next year? Then the following year, he'll be 23 when he plays, right? And he won't be playing, right? It's a whole year that without baseball. Maybe get him up this year, see what he does. I don't know, but it's really fun to watch him down there in AAA continuing to rake, and you have a fun guy in Lombard, a fun prospect, 21 years old. Could he be the next great shortstop for the Yankees? Who knows? Something to get excited about with this 5-8 loss when you're down negative, some things to get excited about. We also have another thing to get excited about, which ties into our next topic, which is Jason Dominguez hits another home run for AAA Scranton. He hit a home run from, I think, two home runs from his right side the other day, hit one from his left side today. And now I talk about this a lot, and I always say this: things work themselves out, and you can't be like me and Jimmy talk about when Free comes back, then Schmidt coming back. We're gonna move all these guys to the pen and stuff like that. We're saying that in hypothetical, right? But we all know, especially with the Yankees, how much they get injured. Everything works themselves out, and everything happens for a reason. Everything will work itself out, right? Trent Grisham got hurt, so now you might not even have to send Jones down, right? So now Jones is gonna get every day at bats. Should. Or Jason Dominguez is going to get every day at bats now. Is he going to be in center, Jones in right, and then Bellinger in left? Is that going to be your outfield for a while until Grisham, if he goes on the IL? You hope maybe if it was a cramp, he needs a day or two, and he's day to day, and it's nothing major. But if it is, then he's on the IL. Then you have Fried out on the IL. You have Judge out on the IL, Stanton out, Grisham, Clark Schmidt, right? Those are great players. When they come back, you're going to be really good. Hopefully nothing else happens. Nothing else injury wise, because when all this team is healthy and you get those big key pieces back with everyone healthy, this is a firepower team, very solid team. But it works itself out. Jason Dominguez, Aaron Boone was like, we'll see. He's going to play uh with this 3-game series against the Blue Jays. He's going to play in the minor leagues, right? On his rehab. They're not going to reinstate him yet and stuff like that, or make a decision yet, basically, is what he said. But now you see Trent Grisham injured. If he goes on the IL, then you bring up Jason Dominguez, and that's your outfield. Like I said, Bellinger, Jones, and Dominguez, get them every day at bats. Maybe they do something. Hopefully, the offense stays good and keeps picking up the slack for these guys getting injured. I mean, it's really sad to see the Yankees keep getting injured. It happens every year, but at the beginning of the year, we were going into it and they were fine, and now they're getting injured. So we need these key pieces back. We have Dominguez coming back, and I want to touch upon this. What happens when Jason Dominguez, we talked, okay, if Trent Grisham goes to the IL, we're gonna play two sides. Jason Dominguez goes to or Trent Grisham goes to the IL, Jason Dominguez up. Then when Stanton comes back, I would send Volpe down, not Spencer Jones, right? And especially if Trent Grisham's on the IL, you need another outfielder like Jones. Good glove, has power. You send down Volpe. Cabby got the start today at shortstop. You send down Volpe, and then you're good. What if Grisham is day to day and he doesn't need to go on the IL and he comes back in a few days and he plays center field? Does Jones go down and then Volpe go down? Do both of them go down? Or does Volpe go down? I wouldn't put Free down or Schumann down, but I think Volpe has to be the odd man out no matter what. He has to be sent down to make room on this roster for Dominguez and Stanton, whichever situation it is. And then maybe if Grisham's fine, then you send down Jones. Okay, you have to. But I want to see Jason Dominguez get every day leeway. I also want to talk about Jose Caballero. He went 2 for 3 today, and he got the start at shortstop against a righty Savage. I want to see if he gets a start tomorrow and all three starts against the Blue Jays. I think you do need the best defense against them, as we saw today. They're scrappy. They can still hit with guys injured, with guys not injured. They're still going to put the ball in play and wreak havoc on the base paths against this Yankee team and get little scrappy hits. They were getting little dribblers hits to Ryan McMahon. You know what I mean? So they're just a scrappy team. That's what they do. That's how they play. That's what they're trying to do is just touch the ball and whatever happens, happens. Make defense make plays, put pressure on them. But Cabby goes 2 for 3. He hits. He's been hitting and been hot no matter where he's played. Shortstop, right field, left field, third base, second, anywhere in the order in the lineup. He's hitting and he's producing. Volpe always makes an error a game, strikes out, looks silly, you know. Cabby stays in there and battles. And he hit a ball today. I don't even know how he put it in play. And he got on base a little to the shortstop and he was safe and he beat the throw. But he like lunged through his bat at the ball. It was like almost in the dirt slider, and he puts in play, makes contact. That's the guys we need. We need guys like that. You cannot take him out of the lineup or manage to take him out of the lineup and put in Volpe and lose that player in the lineup like Cabby, especially if you're not going to have at least Rosario. And we had McMahon today. The defense, righty was in, so you wanted the lefty. He didn't come through today, but it happens. He's been hitting. It's going to happen. Sometimes he's just not going to come through. And Jones had an opportunity. He didn't come through. It's going to happen. He did get on today, I think, with a walk, if I'm not mistaken. But that's what I think about that whole Cabby and Volpe situation. We talk about it a lot because you have to. You can't just not talk about it. It's there. It's an everyday occurrence. It's an everyday decision for Aaron Boone, as he said. So we have to cover it and see what happens when we like and don't like. And if Volpe plays good, we're gonna spotlight him too, right? Like we did when he first came back. But it's been a struggle for him. Cabby proved his starting spot at shortstop at the beginning of the season. He's proving it now, and he needs to be there every day until further notice. I saw a thing, and I talked about it earlier. This is the last topic I want to go over. It's a brief topic. I know it's late and stuff like that, and it's just me, but brief topic is Freed. I saw something that Max Freed. I have to dig deeper into that and see if it's a true tweet. But everyone's been asking. We need news on Max Fried. There's been nothing on Max Fried. Absolutely nothing. I don't know why. Like we have not seen any updates. We've just seen Meredith Marakovich saying throwing progressions. He's throwing from 90 feet, 120 feet now, so on and so forth. Right. But I saw something, touched on it, that he's cleared the imaging showed healing and that he's cleared to start lightly throwing, like bullpen, like light. So I don't know what that means, and he needs time. Like I said, I think late July, early August. I hope maybe sooner. Maybe he progresses good. Hopefully, he continues to heal in the right way, and maybe throwing lightly doesn't mess him up. But need Max Fried back, and then I want to talk about some trades you have and some needs. We all know the catcher position is a need, right? I mean, we're talking about JC Escara just got the first hit this month for catchers, and it's June 13. It's been 13 days in June, and we just got a hit again for of the catcher's position. That's putrid. We need a catcher. That we know is a need. We need bullpen help. That we know is a need, right? Maybe with all these guys back, but you can't ever, like I said before, things work itself out. You can't ever be like, oh, they're all going to be back. You could push them to the pen and these starters to the pen and whatnot, and so on and so forth. You have to get relievers, two at minimum. I think get two relievers is, and I want to ask you guys and put it in the comments below and let me know your thoughts. Is starting pitching becoming a need for this Yankees team? We talked that their starting pitching is their strength, and it has been. It's been solid, right? With Cole and Rodon coming back too. They have their weapons, but is this starting to become a need with Weathers being bad? And if he gets moved to the pen, if he even starts doing good in the pen. You keep him in the pen, right? He goes to the pen. Then Max Fried, you don't know when he's coming back, but you come back. It's Schlittler, Fried, Cole, Rodon, Warren. But Warren starts getting a little shaky, and then Schmidt comes back. You put him in the pen, right? But if you don't trust Warren that much, is starting pitching becoming a need? If they start playing bad and the starting pitching starts to become a problem, then this will really hurt the team. Does it start to become a need? You have to jump out. Schoolball, you know, is going to be available. I can't stress this enough or say it enough. Me and Jimmy can't. You have to go and make the big splash for once. Get back to the New York Yankees of old that you know you are and you're capable of making these trades and these type of moves for these big name players all the time like you used to, and you go and trade for Terry Schoolball. You pull out everything. We said this yesterday. Pull out all the stops. You go out and trade him. Trade for him. Your rotation gets that much deeper. If guys continue to struggle like Warren and Weathers, and with Free coming back, it gets that much deeper and that much better in October. That's that's what I just wanted to touch on that quick. I know we talk about trades a lot. We're going to be talking about it. Like I said, trade deadline's coming up. I know it's in August, but early August, but we're going to talk about it because it comes up quick and we see trade rumors and names. So we're going to talk about it, see where guys are moving, and every day something different's happening. There's rotations doing good or bad, bullpen, this, that, and you're seeing flaws. So we talk about it to see what they may need in the future, what may continue to be a flaw in the future down the road and into October. But with that being said, that's all I wanted to cover today. The Yankees lose 5-8. Hard loss. 41-27 is their record. But we have a game tomorrow at 3 o'clock. Let me Trent Grisham, yeah, right hamstring tightness. Like I said, I got an ESPN update, so I thought maybe they was gonna say he's going on IL, he's getting imaging, whatnot. But the Yankees are facing the Blue Jays at 3 o'clock tomorrow. Me and Jimmy, it might just be me again tomorrow, but if not, and it's me and Jimmy, whatever it is, I'll be going live. We'll be going live later at night, probably at like 10:30. We'll try and get that out for you guys. Hopefully the Yankees win tomorrow. What are Let me see what the matchup is tomorrow, and we'll talk about the matchup real quick before we leave. Um, let's see. Got to try and take this game. You lost the first game. You don't want to lose a series to them. We have okay. We have Cam Schlittler versus Kevin Gosman on yes. So that's going to be a good game. Cam Schlittler, obviously, we know have been good. Kevin Gosman always pitches good against us. This might be a low scoring game. Got to attack early, get Schlittler run support, and hopefully he pitches well. That's what you need from him. He needs to pitch like an ace and get it done. Not surrender as little runs as possible. The offense has to come out swinging again. Score 5 runs again and let Schlittler do his thing. And then Doval, Cruz, close out the game, right? Got to take this and hope that the Rays keep on losing. And tomorrow we also have the Knicks. Do the Knicks win the finals tomorrow in San Antonio? Who knows? We'll be rooting for them. We'll be watching that game after the Yankee game. And that's all from me, your host, Lorenzo Scarabino. I will see you guys and talk to you guys tomorrow night. Make sure you tune in. If you're watching this, like and subscribe. It helps me a lot with the algorithm and just supports a small creator trying to get out there. So please help me out. And with that being said, let's go Yankees. Let's go Knicks.